Hello, one and all. Um, I had muted myself. I remembered to unmute myself this time. Hello, welcome to the Dissonance Complex, where technology issues is 99% of our personality, and so is starting late. Um, we have a little game today. And I'm really bad at intros, but if you've been watching my channel, you would know this. This is just me being chaotic. We have the Tower Chronicles today of a bunch of kids, 15, are going through an adventuring school, learning about themselves, graduating, maybe going to college, possibly dying at 15. Someone technically might be dying at 315. But we don't need to get into what age really is when you've been trapped in a void for a couple hundred years. I'll let my players say hi before we get into the game because if anyone hasn't noticed, there's not a Kayla on screen for once. Love you, Kayla. uh, how about we start with you, Luke? Say hi.
Hi, I'm Luke, and you can find me almost anywhere online under Lala Loves Cake. And I just really enjoy playing TTRPGs with my friends and making cool TTRPG related things, such as the intro for this campaign. And I'm just really excited to be here playing my sassy little mushroom person.
Nutmeg, do you wish to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nutmeg.
Mhm.
This is my first ever D&D stream, and I'm very excited and a little nervous to start. Thank you for letting me join.
Mhm.
Uh, I've been doing D&D for a number of years now. I've been role playing for even longer. I love the character creation. I love the story making, and I love doing all the art for my characters.
And then we have the old man, Thumper.
What's up? Hello, everybody.
Mhm.
This is Thumper, aka Jaeger. How y'all doing today?
Mhm.
I am a longtime player, stuck as a forever DM, but the curse has been broken today.
For
Thank
now.
you very much. Thank you very much, Whisper, for
Mhm.
allowing the curse to be broken.
Mhm. Yeah. Well.
I am just normal everyday dude. Have not ever streamed before, but I have been playing for
Mhm.
7 years, give or take, DMing for about
Mhm.
5 or 6 of those years.
Mhm.
Not entirely sure which.
Mhm.
I've lost count at this point,
Mhm.
but it's always fun with me.
Mhm.
So I look forward to playing.
Yep, I've corrupted two people into the world of stream D&D, and now they are not allowed to leave. They are. I don't pay them, so they're technically allowed to leave whenever they want. Um,
Hey.
hey, free labor is free labor. No, I'm joking. But let's get into this. We are actually going to start the morning of the first day of classes, as most people are getting dropped off. We move into a extremely large building with over 400 floors. The building started off small but has grown throughout the ages. It has an older building. It looks completely broken and destroyed and falling apart. The outside of it is crawling with zombies all around. A pathway from a leading entrance teleportation portal to these buildings seem to magically clear out any zombie intruder from entering. As we move inside this building, we can see a bustling guild of multiple adventurers. The first floor seems to be a wonderful bar, cafe, restaurant. As we move up, we see different shops and vendors and even living quarters. But that's not the most important thing. We are going to move up to the penthouse, where we see a little mushroom currently feeding on a zombie body. Would you like to explain what Row looks like?
So,
Mm,
um, Ro is very obviously not
mm,
uh, your typical humanoid adventurer.
mm,
They are just over 4 feet tall, and they're very proud of that fact. Thank you very much. Um, but they are almost entirely like a grayish white color from head to toe, with the exception of the large crown on top of them seems to be oozing with these moist red globules of, you have no idea. She or they could be bleeding. This could be completely normal. Who knows? But they are hunched over, kind of just, you're not sure if they're using a mouth because they're so hunched over, just devouring this zombie, um, very strangely quietly.
As you devour a woman known as Rose the Undying Mind. She is about 6'2". She chooses this stature as being a changeling taking a humanoid form. She is a bit more of the delicate type of build, or at least how she appears to be. She's wearing a corset, a tucked in white blouse, pants, and unlike her father, she thought it was impractical to do everything in stilettos, so she's just wearing a pair of sneakers. Her black hair is put up in a very messy bun. Her eyes like a bit tired, like she was working throughout the night, but when you're immortal, who really needs to sleep every night, right? And she is just going to make herself some food, kind of ignoring her pseudo daughter at the moment. Son, she's still trying to determine what she's calling this mushroom because she's like, you don't have a binary gender, but calling you a sporling doesn't feel right because I don't have spores, so child is what she's going to go with this morning. Ever so often it will change between daughter and son depending on just how tired she is. And she will just finish up her breakfast and just go, "Good morning, Rome."
Ro will pause,
Mm,
look up at them, and uh, and say, not non-verbally, telepathically,
mm.
"Morning."
I am so lucky I got the advancement with my body to be able to speak by spore. And you watch as
Uh,
she goes to like grab a bag and then just looks over at you and just goes, "I do not wish to be a bother about your fashion choices. You do know you gotta wear clothes if you're going to an institution."
Ro will look down at themselves and back up. And do I need to look around for a
Oh,
spider web,
yeah,
or
no,
can?
it's the room. You can literally just walk out the door and just grab a random spider web off the side of the building.
Okay, so Ro will walk outside, delicately grab a spider web and just kind of drape it over their shoulders, um, and walk back inside. And at the comment about at the comment of them being lucky that they can speak Sporling,
Mm.
Ro will attempt to verbalize their thoughts and say, "Good."
Yes, that is suitable for social interaction with other humanoids.
Ro will smile and just probably try to go back to eating their zombie.
Yeah, before you do so, you watch as she goes up to the zombie, pulls out a knife, and she is going to delicately, literally cut out the vocal cords. And then she's just gonna walk up to where your throat should be. She presses them against your body, and she uses a bit of magic, giving Ro vocal cords to physically speak to other people.
So Ro will try again to verbally say, good?
Have you learned how to make a mouth yet? Because it's kind of creepy just seeing your body rip itself open and then heal itself? Well, for normal
Um,
people, this isn't the first time I've seen this. The last time I did a biological experimentation of switching someone's head onto a monster being, it did cause the same effect. I really need to get back to those experimentations, even though the board said it was completely unethical. I own the board.
Ro will say kind of half telepathically, but also half with this like horrifying ripping of their
Hmm.
flesh, be like, mouth? Mouth.
You watch as you say that, she just goes to the zombie you've been eating and just cuts out like the lips. And then once again touches it to your face, uses her magic to graft it onto your body. Now try, sweetheart.
Oh, isn't this gloriously grotesque?
Mouth. Weird.
Yeah, see, not everybody can graft things to other people, so not everyone can graft a myconid spore productor onto their body. You watch as she like lifts up the hair on the side of her head, and you see just like a random piece of mushroom just growing out of her body.
Mouth for talking
Yes,
without spores.
yes.
In her mind, or in their mind, to Rose, this is exhausting.
Hmm. I'm just so lucky that you understand common. Actually, now thinking about
They,
it, making a telepathic device to attach into your neural pathways would have been so much easier.
friends, teach common,
Mhm.
common good.
Common is good. Unless you're talking to people on other floors who may not speak common, or their common is different than our common. But though that usually happens above floor 200 when common switches from what we're speaking to something closer to Sylvan.
Then spores.
Well, myconids don't really exist after floor, like above floor 150. You guys have not reached a civilization advanced enough to enter those levels. But I was told I'm no longer allowed to experiment on children. You watch as she walks out and then just goes to the door and turns around and just goes, "Oh, we gotta take you to the school that you're transferring to, so, might not want to be late on your first day."
At the mention of school, Ro is going to like run faster than you thought someone of their stature and size could run,
Hmm.
to just like not only catch up with Rose, but surpass them.
Hmm.
They're excited.
Rose just looks at you fondly and just being like, "I remember when I first went to the Avengering School. That's when I realized my family wasn't poor." And she'll just wait for you to come back. And once you're back, she just goes, "Would you prefer to walk or would you like to take one of our vehicles?"
Vehicle.
We could also take the giant beetle if you would prefer the beetle.
Beetle, beetle, beetle. That
Yeah.
is using my new mouth. Beetle. That's all I can say. Beetle.
She takes you down. She basically takes you to an elevator. There's a couple second wait, and she gets in, and just for the jokes, you cannot escape in fantasy. You just hear the traditional elevator music. But, like, it has, like, a rock spin to it. Um, as you get in, she pushes, the garage button. You can see this entire building within its full entirety has, about 237 floors in total that this elevator can go to. But Ro would know there are also magically created floors that extend the building, that is the steel workshops. As you go down, you enter a garage where you can see like cars that seem to be made out of trees and woods. There is one vehicle that seems to be completely made out of zombie bodies, with the legs just becoming the tires, with just a big like caution tape that just says failed experiment.
That looks like a tasty snack. It's a good thing I've already eaten.
Mhm. And then as you move past like these different kind of vehicles made it out of different like types of wood, magical enchantments placed on them, you just see a little like a large beetle farm within this garage of beetles that are as big as buses. There seems to be one like giant male. No, it's one giant female that seems like it can store like up to like 10 people in it, and three smaller like males around it. And she just kind of whistles as one of the males comes up to her. She pets it, feeds it just a giant head of cabbage she summons into her hand, and she gets onto it and holds a hand out to basically pull Ro on top of her, on top of the side of it. And you guys go through the village, the teleportation portal, which you realize she activates. Ro has been unable to activate the portal on floor 2. As you guys go through this bustling town of Zimmer. Zimmer is the first floor. It right now, unlike its previous state hundreds of years ago, it is less populated. It has become more of a district for entertainment. You can see a lot of young children being raised by adoptive parents. For Ro, it seems a bit more of what you're used to. You're seeing like crowds of children being raised by people who are like not obviously their parents. There's like a group of elves you go by being raised by like a dragonborn. Um, it's more of a community center overall on this floor. There is what you see in past difference, an entire giant tree that is threatening to overconsume the sky. And you would know that a previous adventurer lives there. Um, Ryan, who has taken over a Gruitic drove, who is threatening to take over the entire city, but seems to be held in place by some magic unknown. And as you travel, you find the school. It is very industrial within its look itself, but it still has that like school vibe, closer to looking like a middle school compared to a high school. Um, And Rose is just gonna go, is there anything else you might need, honey? Because I do have some experimentations that I do need to get to. As well as Lord Greaves has recently wanted to see if I can actually graft two different types of zombies together to create a mega zombie, past what my father was able to do.
Ro's just gonna look at them and say, "I'm good."
Remember, before you eat people, make sure they're dead first.
Okay. Yes, yes, important. And Ro will take out a little tablet and write that down.
Oh, and preferably get permission from your friends to eat them when they die. Might not be a good conversation to bring up when you first meet them, though.
Okay, okay. Probably should have been told things like this before the last moment, but okay.
And don't eat people without permission. Oh, last thing, you are going to be highly, probably bullied, bastardized, and probably suffer from a lot of discrimination because no mushroom has ever been able into school before. So,
What?
have fun. And Rose is just gonna, like, teleport away with her beetle,
What the hell?
leaving you at the entrance of the academy.
Bye, Mom.
You're probably gonna get
Awesome.
bullied. Bye.
Oh no, and then you watch as she reappears with her own daughter and just like, kind of forgot to wake her up. I was kind of busy with work. And then just disappears again. um,
Uh, I guess I'll enter the building.
yeah, as you enter the building, a flying book will just run directly past you, followed by a construct that just goes, "We've talked about this. We cannot go against the divine order. It is all in the rightful of God. Get back to the college where you belong. You are not allowed to prank something within this education. The Holy One would not approve of it. Flanders, we've discussed this. I can do what I want. I am free. If I want to eat all the books within a library of a lesser institution, then mine I will." Runs by you. Eventually, you are able to find your assigned dorm room, and we're gonna move away from Row as I leave you within the dorm room. And we are going to go to right outside to the entrance of the tower. While there is a eco-punk world out in the outside world where the tower exists, there's currently some late kids who are trying to get into the school at the last minute. A couple last minute tests are happening due to illness or other things that some students were not able to attend the traditional testing days. Um, we see a man who is a orcish man. He is about 7 foot tall, built like a traditional orc. Currently cladded within a button-up t-shirt, a pair of khakis. Instead of wielding a giant war hammer, he is holding a clipboard. He has a book that is like on his like side, a satchel, a much more academic type of orc than one would expect. And as things are going, he thinks he's finished up the exams. But what he does not expect is a being to walk out of the tower that was not on his list, or had entered in the recent exams that he is aware of in the past 50 years. Well, little might be the wrong word. A furbolg leaves the tower for the first time in a couple hundred years. Nutmeg, would you like to explain your character as they exit the tower?
So, the furbolg that leaves the tower is approximately 7'8".
Mm-hmm.
He is a towering being of a light blue skin tone that is slightly furry if you like touch it. Um, he's got like this sandy blonde hair with a white streak down his bangs, and he's wearing this leather coat that has these chainmail panels like down the chest, and he wanders out, um, scratching the back of his head. In one hand, he's got a hat, um, and he's kind of looking around, and he's a little confused on how he got here. And he sees the orc, and he goes, excuse me, you wouldn't happen to know where I am, would you?"
Uh, you watch as he flips through his I was gonna say a keyboard, but no, he doesn't have a random keyboard, a clipboard. Um, and when that fails, you watch as he like puts the clipboard in a satchel, pulls out an iPad, scrolls through it a bit, looks back at you, scrolls through this again, and just goes, uh, "No Fulborg has entered the tower in about 150 years. Feel like I need to report this. Uh, you're on Earth?
Well, I think so. I'm not really too sure. It's been a long time, I think. My name's Vanden Pridestock.
When you say that, he goes back to the iPad. He just goes, oh, oh. Looks like you didn't fail.
I didn't?
And I guess we can remove assumed dead off of your file.
I've been dead?
Well, you entered the tower 300 years ago. I feel like a counselor should be telling you this, but not me.
Well, darn. That's a that's a long time.
Not gonna
I,
lie, I was
uh,
expecting a different reaction to realizing you've been dead for 300 years.
I didn't know I was dead.
To be fair, you're also the first person ever to be lost in the tower who's escaped.
Is there someone I can talk to about this? I feel like I need to get my head on straight a little bit.
Well, I know an excellent counselor, but they only speak Orcish. Guess we could take you to the academy and see what can be done.
That sounds like a right good idea.
I mean, technically 15. Technically 315. Uh, can you be enrolled? I just get paid to do these exams.
Well, I put my hat back on. I look a little shaken by everything. And I look at you and I say, if you just point me in the right direction, I'm sure I can get there myself.
No, I pretty sure I have to take you back and fill out a form and paperwork and uh, you being stressed isn't gonna help. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, jeez. I need a d20.
Mm-hmm. Preferably.
That's gonna be a 16.
That does not pass for this dude. I will let you know he is level 20 casting a spell on you.
Oh, good.
He just casted Calm Emotion to calm the confusion and anxiety that you're feeling.
Oh,
Feel
well,
better?
a little. What'd you do to me?
It's a Calm Emotion spell.
Well, sheesh.
You'll
That's
learn a.
some good stuff.
Well, I could have given you Xanax, but like that's illegal, and also I don't have Xanax. I do know a guy. Not important. And he is just gonna go. So, to the academy, or like, do you need to like? I'm gonna ask you this. Do you need to go like use the bathroom or anything? I don't know. You've been for
Kind of like
300 years.
wiggles himself. And it's like, nah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, you watch as he then walks back into the tower, expecting you to follow.
I do so.
Yeah, except for the first time you walked to the tower, it was a white room that then formed into different things. This time, walking with them, it goes into that bustling town of Zimmer. And with a bit of walking through the crowds, you, if I remember right, when we were talking about your backstory, you'd never been to Zimmer. You were raised on the farms of Earth, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is strange to you because you can see things that are like hundreds of gold of where like rich people traditionally will stay. Things are less eco-punk and more just fully tech-based compared to the rest of the world. There are multiple. They seems to be more children to adult ratios. Um, Dragons seem to be running stalls here and there compared to where you come from, where it's mainly just the humanoid races. The orc does not seem phased by this at all, and then he will just, without looking at you, he will just speak and like, actually, now thinking about it, have you ever been here?
Well, if memory serves, I tried to get here, but I never quite made it, it would seem.
Mm. Yeah, farmers don't usually get to see this part because it's shopping districts, and when most things are like 100 gold, I don't think you farmers got paid a lot back in the day. If it helps, there was a revolution that we called the Cherry Blossom Revolution. It was not really a unique name, but a druid named it. Um, so now farmers are getting paid more.
Well, that's good. It's maybe a mite too late for my family, but I guess it's good now.
Yeah. Oh, so would you want to know a bit about your family? I can pull up your family records on this. He pulls up what to you just looks like a piece of bark.
Uh, you got records on that piece of tree there?
Ah, forgot 300 years ago this only belonged to rich people. He will push a button and you see it lights up with the screen. It's a communication. It's it's a Bark Pad 5.
Holy cow. That's just magical.
I mean, technically.
Um, but yeah, you said your name was Vannon Bridestock.
Yes, sir.
You want to see types it into scrolls for a moment?
I'm
Puts it
like
over.
leaning over him,
Oh,
looking at
yeah, yeah.
the
No, no,
screen.
just fully like hides it from you. He has like a privacy like screen protector on his bark.
I'm trying really hard to look.
Sure. Give me a perception with disadvantage.
uh, mm, 9.
Yeah, you can't see shit. Um, and he just puts it away and just goes, "I think a counselor should tell you that one," and he just keeps walking.
I don't follow immediately because I'm a little dumbfounded by the idea of magical bark. And then I realize and I run after him.
Yeah, so he will end up taking you to the academy. And instead of like going to like the dorm rooms or a classroom, you get taken to a room with the name just principal on the front of it. And as he opens it, he thinks for a second and then takes you across the street to fuck you. Fuck you is a grand college that seems to be like it was built in a castle itself. Vannon would know that Fuck You is a institution created by the famous adventurer Ajax Steel. Um, After he was forced to be under governmental surveillance and work at the academy, he started his own institution across the street so he could assign Fuck You towards the government buildings of the academy itself. Out of spite. Um, and he is going to take you to the dean's office, which is empty at first, and then a flash of magic and a book is just floating, like, in the chair. And the orc will just go, Yo, Dean, uh, got a magical mystery. And you watch as the book opens, it turns to its side, and it opens like it has a mouth, and it just goes. Yeah, they're supposed to be the first day of classes. Okay, fine. Hello. Welcome. Don't know where you're from. Uh, can you speak common?
Indeed, I can. I can tell you where I'm from, but I can't tell you where I've been.
Farmlands, got it. Can tell by your accent.
Eh,
Do not worry, I was created by magic of someone from the farmlands. I understand that. Though, the most important thing that we must discuss is, how old are you?
Well, I think I'm 15, though this gentleman here said I might be 315.
He writes that down. Name?
Vannon Pridestock.
Ooh, you'll need to see a counselor for that.
Mm, I keep getting told that.
Watch as he writes some stuff down. Uh,
Bless you.
thank you. Have
Didn't realize
you,
books could sneeze.
well, you know, a magical book. We can do a lot of things. Mainly just eat other books. Actually, I'm a magical spell too, used by a wizard at one point. So, and he is just going to. He says he's Ryan. You actually just see like a magical pen writing everything for him. It's just floating and doing its own thing. He is, and let me pull up my notes for a second, because I, for some odd reason, decided not to pull this up when I knew I was going to need it right off the bat. Um, here we go. Luckily, it's just right here in my notes. Um, now, what paladin? Paladin? I'm gonna assume you're a paladin. Cleric? Something. There's something holy in you.
I think I'm a paladin. At least that's what my pops told me.
Uh, can you? The pen will just like move like it's right next to you and tap a very specific point, and just be like, "Can you just tap right there for me?"
I take my hand and I kind of hesitantly just like touch it.
And Vannon can now see his own character sheet appear in front of him.
Oh,
Can you just tell me what class is listed there?
uh, said paladin, I think. Yep,
Okay.
paladin.
And if you just this is also how you can see what spells, spell slots, energy levels, descriptions of what each of your magical apparatus can do. If you scroll to page 2, it will keep track of your golden funding for you. And due to my old master's manipulation, you can actually access your bank account through this as well. And it does have a wireless pay option.
I have a bank account, wireless. I I gotta admit, sir, this is a lot to take in.
Yeah, but I kind of needed this information to fill out your forms for the academy's registration.
Alrighty, I'll trust whatever you say.
Now I'm looking at it. Would you maybe want to? We'll put you in Paladin like 101. Um, we also might need you to go into a class. Stab it with the pointy end. They could have come up with a better name for that one. And he's just gonna go down a couple classes to like put you in. And then he is just going to the pen is just going to bring over the piece of paper to you.
I
Uh,
take it.
you do have to attend the academy before entering the university because you are under the age of 18.
All
I
right.
Yeah, we don't really count void years, spectral sea years, because like technically you didn't age. You just mentally view time as a different distortion.
I don't understand what that means, but okay.
Time moved faster for you, but your body and mind did not age.
That's better.
Mhm. So, while technically you are 315, you are still a 15-year-old instead of a 15-year-old's body.
Alrighty. Then I guess school it is.
Mhm. Oh, and do you want a number to a counselor that's not a religious counselor?
Well, I've been told that I need it every time I say my name, so I guess I should take that.
He is going to. The pen will. A notepad will float over to you. The pen will touch it, and a name of a character. Thorn Gasleaf will appear on the paper with a phone number. And then the book is going to
Do you have
think,
a phone?
do you have a phone?
I don't know what that is.
You watch as the book just, like, teleports off. It just for the small humor of it. There's just a small scene of just seeing the book trying to buy a bark phone at the bark phone store before teleporting back with a bark phone. No, for the joke. It's a bark phone 56. Um
Been
he
through a
is
lot of iterations.
Yeah, he would assume you would like the bark phone 56 instead of the Stars S27. God, I'm really coming up with new phone brand at the top of my head today. Um,
I mean, we can't really use Apple, so how about Pear?
How
no,
big is the bark phone?
he would have
Definitely
got
the
you.
smartphone.
He would have got you the Bark Phone Plus. So it's like a solid, size in your hand.
Fits magical giants.
Well, no, that would be the Bark Phone Plus Plus.
Oh, so
Mhm.
so like like this.
Yeah, so the Bark Phone Plus is like the it's made for people with like bigger hands. Like it's for like the orcs, the half giants, like those races that get like 8, 9 feet tall with big ass hands. So this way you don't have the problem of I got big thumbs on tiny phone.
Oh,
Now
good,
it's your
good,
thumbs are appropriate size for your current, device.
good,
Um,
good.
the book is like very, thing. And just for a reminder, Thumper, what's your book called again? I forgot its name. I didn't write it down.
Say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
What was the book's name? Real quick.
The
Just wanted...
books. Oh, you mean the dean, Archimedes.
Archimedes. Cool. It's close. I was gonna say Midas. Somewhat in the same realm of myth. Um,
Yeah.
Archimedes will then just go. Any other questions you want to ask before I let you free into a world that you do not know? Main reason because I think it would be fun.
Uh, when did classes start?
2 hours. Well, technically that was an hour and 30 minutes ago. In 30 minutes.
All right. Well, I guess I'm good then.
I mean, technically for you, 300 days ago is when they were supposed to start.
Years.
I just sort of stare at him with a blank look.
And this is a
Like,
magical
you
book,
are super
Luke.
late.
If it wants to determine years by days, it can. Uh, but yeah, the book is just gonna basically float next to you, catch you up on some more modern civilization things, and help you set up your bark phone. Um, he will show you like currency, like not like digital currencies like Bitcoin, but like how to do like online banking and like set up a bank account, connecting it to like your character sheet. Um, and then he's just gonna go, listen, if you were a book, you wouldn't have to worry about any of this. You can get away with almost anything.
Are you trying to turn me into a book?
No, I'm
I
not
mean, I
allowed.
know a guy.
I do know a guy. Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. I do know a guy who could turn you into a book, but I don't know how you would feel about cannibalism.
My ears pin back and I take a step back.
Well, because I have to eat other books and I am a book. Technically, the other books aren't sentient.
I don't like this conversation.
You're not gonna like a lot of conversations. You
I
do
think
this.
I should.
Go ahead.
I think I should maybe go get ready for class and this place.
Yeah. When you say that the magical pen is gonna tap you on the forehead, you're gonna be teleported into the dorm room with Ro. But you now do have little ink spot like in the middle of your forehead.
Well, Dan. Huh. There's a
And,
lot to take in.
and just as a measure, you've never seen a myconid before.
How tall is
Ro
Ro
is
again?
4 foot 3 inches.
Hey. I don't notice them at first.
I think Ro is a little bit alarmed at the sudden appearance of a very large blue humanoid. Um, I think Ro is just gonna try to make themselves as small as possible and just hide.
I'm gonna kind of start looking around until I notice the like bright white mushroom cap of your head as you try to hide, and I bend down and I poke it and I go, ah well, I might have to find someone to talk about the fungus issue in these dorms.
Would
My
you
bad.
argue that Ro is scared at the moment? At least some point of big man poking.
No
Ro
way.
is alarmed, and I need to know what part of Ro did you touch?
Like the white part of your mushroom cap.
I feel like you might need to be making a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Luke regretfully agreeing.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
8.
Does that fail the DC?
Is that for my sorry, what ability is that?
It's your paralytic defense that when you're hit, your ooze
The
can.
reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a con save,
Oh, con. My
actually.
bad, not
Oh,
dex.
and it's a DC 14.
Look at me messing it up. I thought it was dex off the top of my head.
All right, the con was worse. 7.
Oh no.
Would you like to explain what your paralytic ooze does when you use it as a reaction?
Yeah, so when Ro is scared, what's gonna happen is some of the red ooze near where you touch them is going to shoot out at you.
That makes sense.
And you're gonna be stunned for a minute.
my body, which is like crouched in like a Slav squat, just sort of falls to the side.
I feel like Ro would actually poke you back, just like,
I assume I can't talk at all.
I'll allow you to talk while, stunned.
Wait, is it stunned or paralyzed?
stunned.
Stunned.
Okay, cool.
I'm allowing speech outside of combat. In combat, I would not allow you to speak for the purpose of verbal components.
Okay. I like very barely look at you with my eyes, and I go, "Oh, hello there."
Um, you're speaking common?
Yeah.
Okay. Ro will respond, be like, hello, hello.
I didn't realize you were uh, I don't alive.
Ro said this would happen. It's starting already. I'm very much alive, thank you.
I'm sorry for touching your head thing. I didn't know.
Sorry. Um, I'm not supposed to stun people.
My fault. I must have started you. I'm real sorry. Is this gonna last long? I feel
No,
funny.
you could make another con save.
Um, as we're making that con save, we're actually gonna move away from this realm, and we are going to see about a 5'8", god-like being standing to standing there, their fingers crossed in a thing where they are thinking. Their long pink hair just kind of flowing behind them, despite it being in a ponytail. And much like Rose, in practically the same outfit, instead of a white top, it is a neon pink. And they're wearing thigh-high stiletto boots, casually in the astral sea. He is going to look down at his recent creation, one that he called Operation THUMBER-7, aka Project Thumper. And while looking at this chaotic creation, Jaeger, would you like to explain what Thumper looks like to the peoples?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thumper is a 5'6" herringgong, not including the length of his ears, which does basically put him at 6 foot if he's has them standing straight up. He is a skinny, athletic kind of build. He is wearing a very odd ensemble, is the best way to put it. He does not wear shoes of any kind. He has on a pair of what can only be described as floral print shorts that have looked like they were at some point pants that had been cut up just above the knee. Uh, Beyond that, though, he's wearing a coat that hangs down to just below his knees, long sleeves and everything, that looks like it's made from a very odd, discolored leather, is the best way to put it. His fur is purple, except he has a ruff of fur that starts right at the base of the underside of his chin and goes down to right about the middle of his chest. That is a white patch. Beyond that, there are red and pink swirls that randomly move themselves across his skin, creating random arcane symmetry. They don't mean anything right away, but if he intends them to, could. As for right now, they don't mean anything. He is currently just happily kicking at a little hacky sack as he is just standing in front of the god right now who's doing whatever.
Fixed. I was listening, but anyone on stream, we had our first tech issue. I pushed a button because I
Oh,
was
good.
responding to a message, and it pulled up the side chat. So just for a second, everyone was off kiltered. But it's fine. They were still, able to hear all of that. So not a major tech issue. Everybody in the crowd, you should feel happy. The distance complex is growing. Uh, but yes, as we see this little guy just doing his little guy things, um, this godlike being is just gonna pick up a hacky sack, make a little circle in his hand as a portal opens, and Ro and Vannon, do you want to make a perception check to see if you notice a random portal opening?
Yes.
I would say only because you're stunned and you cannot look at the portal. Vannon has to roll with disadvantage.
15.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're muted if you're speaking.
Well,
Um, Ro, you notice a portal open. It seems to just be a bright pink portal, which, Ro, you would recognize as a realm portal, that is casted by the Steel family. And a hacky sack will, bounce out of it before a bunny just tunnel dives. For the fun of it, Jaeger, can you give me a dexterity saving throw not to accidentally tackle Ro and Vanid as you just run out from the portal?
Dexterity save, you said?
Yes.
All right. That's a +2. So that is dirty 20.
Yeah, you see them and have enough time to react to stop right at the end of the, not end, at the feet of Vannon. And you stumble a bit forward, but you're able to, like, catch yourself. Like, your ears move back to balance yourself out.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Didn't mean to intrude on you. Let me just grab my hacky sack. And he'll wander over, pick up his little bean bag, and then turn to go back through the portal.
I'm gonna roll a... I just rolled a luck check. Question, Ro. If a hacky sack randomly fell into one of your ooze spots and then a random buddy just tried to pull it out, would that activate Paralytic Rebuke instinctually again?
I think it would based on what's
I
been happening in
I
the last
rolled a
couple of
nat
minutes.
1 for Thumper's luck on where the ball ended up.
Oh, good God. Do I have to make a con save?
Yes.
You do.
Let's see. I've got a +2 for that save as well. That's only a 6, though.
Yeah, you also fall like right on top of Vannon, completely stunned.
What happened, dude?
Oh,
I'm stuck.
I'm sorry.
you touched the thing on her head.
I did. I
Sorry,
did. I was
I'm
touched my
sorry.
hacky sack.
Well, that had the stuff on it.
Oh.
It wears off in a minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't
I
worry
didn't-
about it. You didn't do it on purpose.
I did the same thing. You're in the same boat.
Yeah, I don't mean to be lying on top of you, though. Sorry.
It's fine. You ain't heavy.
Well, actually, he is heavy. He weighs about 300 pounds, despite the fact that he's skinny.
I take it back. You are a little heavy.
Um,
So I
Yeah,
guess we're pretty much just gonna ride it out until it
yeah.
goes away.
In about 30 seconds, Vannon, your body starts responding to you once again. You're able to slide out from underneath Thumper, and then 30 seconds after that, Thumper is able to move once again.
Oh, dude, that was like really weird. Yeah,
I
not the
sort of
weirdest thing though.
I sit up and I crisscross applesauce. Um, I look between the two of you. I say, "Well, uh, that's about the weirdest way I've met anybody. But nice to meet you. I'm Vannon."
Well, it's nice to meet you too. Actually, he's looking for the portal now. Wait,
The
where'd the
portal's
portal
gone.
go? Hey, hey! He's actually gonna start screaming at the ceiling, like, "Dude, party foul! You're just gonna leave me here? What the hell?"
In magical writing in pink, like glittery cursive in front of you, will just go, yes, you need to learn to socialize with people your own age.
What's that mean? I socialize plenty with all the other guys. I mean, fine, they're not my age, but still.
I look to Ro and I go, "You know who he's talking to?"
You said Ro recognized
The
the Steele
portal at,
family.
yeah, the Steel family portal.
Okay. So she would context clues. Would I be able to figure it out? Like,
Give me a religion check to pinpoint if it's the god of the Steel family or just one of the normal peeps.
18.
Yeah, you recognize Ajax's handwriting.
Uh, so that was Ajax Steele, which is kind of amazing.
You mean the
I
guy who
mean,
made all this?
Yeah.
he's just a guy, just like everyone else is, isn't he?
Uh,
I mean, technically, he's a lot more than a guy. I mean,
He's Thumper's
the
just gonna
Steele
shrug
family
like,
are kind of a big deal. They're why I'm here.
they are.
they made this whole school that you're standing in. Even I know about them, and I'm 300 years
Correction.
something.
Someone else made the academy, which is where you guys currently are.
Oh, I'm just mean I'm here because the Steele family is
Oh yeah.
allowing me to be here.
I
That's
was
what I
just
meant.
correcting that, Meg, that you're in the academy right now, not fuck you.
I was still under the impression I was in fuck you.
No, you're good. No, yeah, when you were teleported, you were brought to the academy. That's my bad. I could have been a bit more clear.
Understood.
But yeah,
Okay, so
if it helps, if you
You
want to
are.
so
correct
Thumper
them,
is.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. You finish up
Oh,
what you
I
were
was
doing.
gonna say, Vannon, if you want, you can roll history to see what you know about Ajax Gill himself. Other than just there is a statue of him in the farmlands.
11.
So you know the basic information. Ajax Steel within the farmlands is known as Ajax the Mad Engineer. He was the one who revolutionized farming and brought in a industrial revolution by being able to mix nature with tech, as well as he is what allowed and started with Cheyenne Buell the bills to protect that of the farmlands and start multiple different charities that allowed Vannon 300 years ago to afford the entrance paperwork to take the tower exam. That's the basic information you know about Ajax. You do know kind of a big deal when he has an entire statue all over the farmlands. Oh, he also revolutionized gun management, which would allow adventurers to start using guns.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just some basic information Vanid would know about Ajax. I'm giving it to Rel because Rel was technically adopted by the Steels. Um, but yeah,
Do
continue.
they tell Thumper that?
Probably not.
Vannon wouldn't rely any of that to anyone. Not immediately, at least.
Yeah, Thumper just goes like, he pretty much will just shrug and say, I'll call him Pops.
Well, that's
At
certainly
that,
something.
Ro is kind of gonna pause and be like, huh,
What? What?
pops?
Yeah,
Pops. Pops. What is this word? Pops.
Pops. It means like a, not maternal, a paternal figure.
Like a dad.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Although he hates the term dad, so I gave him Pops instead.
he deposited his spores
Wait,
and made
spores? What's this
you?
about spores? No. He made me in a test tube, along with like thousands of others, but I'm the one that succeeded.
Vannon is blushing bright purple.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Ro would look at that and be like, how do you change your skin color?
He looks down at himself like, oh, it's because I dove into a river of magic.
No, Vannon. Vannon turning purple. Purple? Purple?
Oh, I
Uh,
think that's because she's embarrassed.
uh, I don't know what kind of uh, education your parents taught you about the birds and the bees, but it sounds very different than mine.
I think that's probably because they're not a humanoid. They probably have an entirely different reproductive system than we do.
He's speaking a lot
It's
of big words.
Well,
you
I mean,
see,
I was raised by a guy that is like super smart. I might not be that bright, but I do get words now and then.
about 200 or so years ago, an elder came into the sporing grotto and spored all over the place.
Dude, that
Not ex-
sounds so bad.
I was not
That sounds so
expecting
bad.
a mushroom reproductive lesson in session one, but pop off.
And yet
Vannon
here
has
we
way
are,
too much to think about.
you
Oh,
know, and
Jesus, what the hell?
but yeah, most of my oh, what's the word in common? Most of my siblings, is that the right word? That must be the right word, right? Um, yeah, they all were really awesome and healthy, and like they got to leave the grotto on time, and I didn't. So I'm really excited to be here. But sorry for stunning you guys again. Sorry about that.
Nah, it
I
was my
mean,
fault.
and I kind of touch things that I'm not supposed to anyway, so it's not unusual for something like that to happen to me.
My mom always
Rose,
told me not to touch unusual fungi.
Rose told me that
I
I'm
don't think
always
Ajax
supposed
said
to ask
anything about that to
permission.
me.
What did you say,
I
Ro?
have I said, Rose told me I have to ask permission before I eat people, and I assume that you are also supposed to ask permission before you touch people.
Wait, you eat people? Dude, that's cool.
Only if they say it's okay. I have to ask for permission, and I have to make sure they're dead.
Wait, how do you ask permission if they're dead, though?
I should have asked for clarification.
I'm very uncomfortable with this conversation.
Oh, hold on, I got an answer for you. Think I got an idea for you. If they attacked you, it's automatically giving you permission to eat them once they're dead.
Are you sure?
I mean, it works for me, I think.
Okay, I'll write that down.
But only if they attacked you first. If you started the fight, well, then they get their own permissions. But that's each person's different rules.
So does that mean that I can eat you guys if you die, or do I still need to ask permission? Because technically you touched me and that was not okay.
Thumper will shrug. I mean, if I'm dead, I'm not going to use the body, so yeah, go for it.
I think I'd prefer not to be eaten if that's quite all right.
Okay, no eating big blue friend.
Friend?
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that
Where are we
is that
exactly?
presumptuous? This is my dorm room. I don't know where you guys came from. Well, I know where you came from. Through the fancy Steele family portal, but
Yeah.
I don't know where you came from.
Yeah,
I
as you say it was your dorm room, you look back and how the room only had like one bedroom. It has now seemed to grow to include 3 other rooms. So now there's 4.
Wait. Did it make a sound while it was doing that?
Nope.
I wouldn't have noticed how many rooms were there before. Would anybody else have?
Ro probably would have been the only one to notice.
I was stunned.
If I look around, I'll be like, I guess, is it our dorm room now? I don't
suppose
understand how
so.
this works.
I was
Oh,
talking to the
no.
dean before I got here, and then a pen touched my forehead, and I was here.
Wait, are we at the college or something?
The academy.
We're at the
college?
academy.
The cat. You watch as a look of horror jumps onto Thumper's face, and he screams at the ceiling again. Damn it, dude! I told you I didn't want to go to the damn school.
No response.
Ro is just gonna look at
You
Thumper
suck.
and be like, I don't know what your relationship with Ajax is, but I don't think I've ever heard stories of them responding to being yelled at.
Crap. No. No, he normally doesn't. Well, crap. I guess that means I'm going to end up having to go and register, aren't I? Not like I got any place else to go.
No, as soon as you say you have to go register, just in pink literary writing in front of you, already done.
Thanks, Pops. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you tell me a story about this place? He's going to walk at this point over to just a random blank wall and tap on it a few times. And then just whisper, Mimsy, are you there?
After the taps, you say it, just a piece of the wall like stretches out and pokes you in the eye, then goes back into the wall.
Ow! What the hell?
You know it's rude to poke people. Is all you hear from the wall as it grows a mouth and then disappears.
Ro is gonna be like, yes, it is.
And I apologize again, Ro. I really didn't mean it.
Thumper is just looking at the two of you, basically counting slowly on his fingers right now.
What are you counting?
Wondering how long it's going to take you to realize that the wall just spoke to me after poking me in the eye.
There's a lot of things I have to take in about this entire place, and I ain't sure what the weirdest part of it is.
The heavy bunny, the talking walls, the shifting rooms, the magic here and there and everywhere. You said something about technology being weird?
Only to me.
Only to you? Well, well. Let me go ahead and do this then. Pops told me an old story of the school that he went to, which I'm guessing is this place. This, if I remember his stories correctly, is a giant mimic named Mimsy.
A mimic? So
Yep.
are we gonna... Is it gonna eat us?
I don't know. Mimsy, will you?
Not if you bring me sacrifices. You watch as the ceiling grows a mouth.
Ro would like
I mean,
to
what do you
rummage around in
prefer?
their bags. Hold on. Ro is gonna rummage around in their bags and bring out a handful of acorns and hold it out to the wall.
Um, I prefer things with a little more meat on the corn.
Do you like fish?
That'll stop me from eating you for a couple days.
You're a prankster, if I remember him telling me right, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe. But once you're aware of my existence, I kinda gotta eat you unless you give me something to eat instead.
Thumper will look through his pockets. Does he actually have anything right now?
Probably not.
I
Other
was
than your
about to, oh,
starting
wait, he
equipment.
will actually. Okay, so his starting equipment, that means he's got his spike and his dice,
Mhm,
along with an extra dagger.
mhm,
I have bolt. Oh, yeah, I've got a crossbow.
mhm.
Okay, so he's got no money at all. Yeah, he's like, no food, no crap. I don't even have any money. Dude.
Well, perhaps there's a cafeteria on campus, and maybe we can get some things so our room doesn't eat us.
No, I prefer something a bit more
Okay.
fresh and bloody.
That sounds like your department, Ro.
What?
What makes you think that?
Considering that they people they eat people.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
No, I
right. I
only
forgot about
eat
that.
dead people.
Well, depending on how dead they are, they can still be fresh and bloody.
Mhm.
Wait, is the thing about fungi true? Do you prefer rotting stuff?
Usually.
Okay, so old stuff then. I'll remember that.
Well, that's fair. If I was on
Hmm.
the farm, I could get one of our slaughters, but I not on the farm.
Yeah. Ah, well, I think it's probably best that we go and find somebody right now to ask some questions because I don't know where I'm supposed to go and when are classes supposed to start?
Gosh, how long have we
30
been in
minutes
here?
from
Yeah.
now, minus however long it's
Class is
taken.
supposed to start in like 3 minutes. Y'all are about to be late on your
I don't
first
even
day.
know what class I'm supposed to be to.
I got to get to my class immediately. I got Paladin 101, I think.
I don't even know what I've got. I don't have any of the paperwork.
I decide to grab my hat and run to the door. I'll catch you guys later. I gotta go.
Bye.
Yeah. A
Thumper will walk over and offer an arm to Ro. Why don't we just figure it out together?
Okay, I think I have Bard 101. Let's go.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, as you guys move through the door, a magical pen will appear with a piece of paper that has Thumper's class schedule that you're supposed to be in Warlock 101.
Warlock 101. Okay.
And as you guys go to
Okay.
class, might as well introduce a new thing. As we are doing on this channel, just like in my DHA system, all the players can choose to pick a easy, medium, or hard question of just generalized trivia. This will give them a boost to their a +2 to any of their intelligence stats during the session as long as they attend class. So we'll just start with Ro. Easy, medium, or hard?
Easy.
How many main classes are in 5e?
12.
I'm debating if I should give that to you because technically Blood Hunter isn't a main, but it's considered a main. Yeah, I'll give
I
it
was gonna
to
say
you.
it really depends on if you can count Blood Hunter.
Yeah. If you count Blood Hunter, it's 13. If you don't, it's 12.
I'm
Um,
counting 14. Unless, do you
Wait, that
not
would
count
be.
Artificer?
Artificer's not being counted as
Uh,
one of the main core.
Understood.
Yes.
so that would mean barbarian, cleric, druid, bard,
Like you're really
fighter,
trying to take the
monk.
success away from Ro.
Oh, sorry, my bad, my bad. I'll shut up.
I mean, I could take away, the -2 intelligence checks for the day.
So it's obviously it's your call. I
Yeah,
think when
I
I
mean,
think
I'm
of
gonna
the
give it
main
to you.
classes, I think of Player's Handbook. So
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, Player's Handbook, where it had 12. Um, but
So plus
yes,
2 to intervals.
yes, then during this entire session, you can add a +2 to an intelligence check. Vaynon, easy, medium, or hard?
Easy.
Easy. A barbarian's first. I want you to tell me what's wrong with this statement. A barbarian is a D&D class that focuses around one's rage. In the first 3 levels, they get unarmored defense, rage, um, God, what's the ability called? I'm making these questions up on the top of my head. It's my random knowledge. It is unarmored defense. They're suspense suspenseful feeling, and those are the 4 abilities that they would have at 3rd level, not including subclass abilities.
Unarmored defense, rage,
Mm-hmm.
uh, suspended feeling, you said?
Mm-hmm. Suspenseful feeling.
Suspenseful feeling. What was the fourth?
Unarmored rage. Unarmored rage, suspenseful feeling, and their relentless attack.
Suspenseful feeling is not right.
That is correct. I changed the name of an ability.
Hell yeah. I was
It's
thinking about Karlak from BG3.
and Thumper, easy, medium, or hard?
Yeah, let's go hard.
I'm actually gonna pull one up for this so I don't fuck up the trivia. I have some hard trivia written down. So I'm expecting the hard trivia to come out in session 1.
Yeah, I
I
expect
mean, I feel
Thumper
like
to
the
mess up his
forever DM
intelligence, so
should
might as
usually
well
take
go
part.
balls to the
Yeah,
wall
that's
for it.
true. Okay, you want a hard one? When was the original Dungeons and Dragons box set released?
Like the first edition or the
Yep.
fifth edition?
First edition.
Oh, that's crap. Somewhere in the 1960s?
I'm asking for a official date, like the
I
actual
have no
year.
idea. I legitimately do not know that.
Well, the game came out in 1974. The first box set was not sold until 1982.
1982. Dang, did not know that.
I was gonna say like 83. I was gonna getting close.
So you are not going to get a bonus to intelligence this session.
That's fine.
But as lunch comes around, do you guys want to talk to any NPCs during lunch, meet anyone, or do you guys want to skip over it and go to the end of the day?
Eh, I'll probably ask around, like, how do you make some extra cash? What do you use for cash? Yeah, what do you use for cash is number one, and where do you earn some?
You would have been told that you use gold, and because you guys are considered low rank adventurers, there are some minor quests that you guys are able to take upon an adventuring party. Your adventuring party at this time, which all of you would have been explained in 101, is the people you are sharing your dorm with, is who you will be adventuring with for the next 4 years.
Okay, so I got to work with a group that I'm basically living with right now,
Mhm.
and I need to go find, where do I find,
There
get
is,
the quests available?
if you go to the Adventurous Guild and show off your student ID, you are able to select a quest.
Okay. So, yeah, I will meet them at lunch and talk to the group saying, okay, I figured out how we get, cash so we can, buy some food so our room doesn't eat us.
Oh, well, that's good. How do we do it?
What is
Well, we
cash?
go over. Cash is basically a monetary system used to trade an item for an item, is the best way to put it.
Okay, I have some of that.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Can we see what you got? How much you got?
Yeah, Ro is gonna pull acorns out of their pocket.
Thumper's going to look at them like they're an actual currency. I don't know if we can use these. They were
I-
telling me that you need this stuff called gold.
I'm pretty sure we can't. We need gold, silver, copper, that sort of thing. And the dean was telling me about this. He pulls out his bark phone and looks at it and like scrolls for a second. Wireless banking.
I have no idea how to use that. So I guess we'll do things a different way. The suggestion I got was go to the Adventurers Guild, show our student IDs, and they'll give us some of the basic quests.
Oh, well, that sounds good to me.
Yep, good place to get started. So, you guys want to cut out the rest of the day and just, go adventuring?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Let's go get some money then.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong, Ro?
Nothing, nothing, it's fine. And I'll run after you guys.
Okay. Thumper, you'll learn quickly that Thumper is very impulsive. When he gets an idea in his head, unless you stop him, he's gonna go for it.
Vannon's gonna quickly just like lean down to Ro and ask, "Would you like to ride on my shoulder to keep up with us?"
If I'm slowing you down, then sure.
Only if you wanna. I know I got long legs and Thumper seems to be rather quick. So
Yes, please.
I'm gonna pick her up and put her on my shoulder.
For the record, I weigh 22 pounds.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are able to make it to the Adventurers Guild. And I'm gonna be a bit of an asshole as a DM. You guys get there and realized you don't get your student IDs into the last class of the day when you have orientation.
How do we find this out?
You get to the Adventurers Academy, and when you go to ask if anyone has a student ID, none of you have one yet.
Oh, crap.
And I'm gonna step up to. Is there like a counter with like a person?
Oh yeah, so you just see the most depressed, void of life, like guy, like very horribly bleached blonde hair covering his eye, and he just goes, "Hello and welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I serve you today?"
Well,
You're a ray of sunshine, aren't you?
we were told that we need IDs to get quests. Do you know where we get our IDs?
You should receive them after your first complete day and you get your orientation on how to properly use student IDs. If you do not have them, I cannot help you in any form other than giving a lodging. And even if though. And he goes like he's going to say something smart, and you just see a counter above his head increase as 100 years are added to a total.
Thumper is
Alrighty
actually
then.
going to ask, what is that for?
I am not allowed to speak of it to anyone but Rose the Undying Mine about what I am or why I am here.
Can I would I would like to see if I know anything about this thing.
Um, history, I guess?
Oh, I get to add +2 to that.
Do you wish to use your +2 now?
No, I think that's her
No,
stat to
actually, I
add to
don't.
that.
So
I
you're
got a
not.
7.
Oh, so you're not
I'm
using
not
your
using
+2. Nope, you know nothing about it. You do know that this guy is identically in every single guild and low-ranking paid job on every floor you've been to, even yours.
Hmm. I will tell that last bit of information to Thumper and Vannon.
Like what? He's got a bunch of twins? Seriously. How many are there?
I mean, the other logical conclusion would be that it's all one creature that can be in multiple places at once. Is hundreds of twins more likely?
No, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone giving birth to hundreds of twins.
Oh,
That would
Rose
be an
makes things.
infantuplets?
You see this mouth? Rose made this for me.
Wait, Rose made your mouth? How does someone make a mouth for somebody else?
I don't know, but it kind of tickled when they did it.
If you want to roll
Did they like
Arcana, see if you recognize
me?
her. No, Ro, the type of magic Rose uses.
17.
She is a necrophysser. She's able to graft the dead parts of people and animals onto herself and others using infusions and magic.
Yeah,
Did you
they
tell
can.
Thumper? Go ahead.
It was
Go ahead, go ahead, go
they
ahead.
take things from dead things, very specifically dead things. I looking at Bannon as I say this, and magically smushes it with non-dead things. Although sometimes they're also dead. I don't really understand it. But Rose took a mouth and vocal cords off of a zombie that I had been snacking on and put them on me, and it tickled, but they said I needed to be able to speak out loud. And they thought it was terrifying before the mouth.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it. Have you been talking verbally or telepathically?
Oh, I've been talking verbally. I was told that I was supposed to, and I am a
Oh.
rule follower, except for right now when I followed you guys.
Boy, I
Thumper will
am bed all this tonight.
Thumper will state that if you want to use your the speak in my mind thing, I don't mind. I've had a lot of voices in my head, so I don't mind them.
Right, I'm gonna write down that I have permission to speak telepathically with Thumper. I'm gonna look at Vannon and be like, "Can you speak in your head?"
Uh, I can hear my own voice, but I'm pretty sure that's just called thinking.
I am going to attempt to telepathically talk to Bannon and say, "Am I in your head?"
Just because of the nature of your mushroom, can you give me a Constitution check?
Me
As this, yes, as the spores like infect your mind.
or Vannon, man. 5.
You fall over stunned once again. But you can hear Rose speak to you though, in your mind now.
I'm gonna just say yes, but maybe don't.
I'm sorry. Don't don't talk to the big blue person in their head.
Do you try to attach to Thumper with your spores?
They you know what? They said it was okay, so yes.
Thumper, con check.
Yeah, okay. That is a +2 to Constitution. So, con check or save?
Save.
That's a 16 then.
I believe that's your paralytic rebuke was a 15, right?
14.
14. Yeah, you're fine.
Thumper's like, ooh, I think I'm starting to get used to this stuff.
Your head does feel a bit tingly though, as spores are like attacking your brain by all technicality.
Like, ooh, tingly. That's nice. I'm going to go ahead and pick up. uh,
Bannon?
yeah, I'm going to pick up Bannon. Or try to,
I'm
anyways.
sorry.
Roll
I'm
me
sorry.
a. How much does Vannon weigh?
280 pounds.
What's his Thumper's strength score?
10. Although,
Yeah.
like I said before, he does weigh 300 pounds.
Please give me a strength check to pick up the paralyzed, like 8 foot tall Fairburrow.
Oh, crap. Hold on, I dropped my dice.
You're only like 5 foot, so I
and-
feel, make it with advantage because you are barely above 5'5".
Yeah. Okay, so advantage. Thank God that first one was a natural 1. And 15.
Gotta love, the Ajax boosting your roll for you because the way you were built. Yeah, basically your ears just wrap around Vannon and just is holding him up.
Okay, so my ears are super strong?
No, it's not that they're super strong. They're just reinforced.
Okay, I was
Uh,
picking her up to do a fireman's carry and carry her back to the academy.
Well,
was
I would
planning anyways.
argue to carry Vannon, who's like 7 foot tall, when you're like 5'5". It's more of having to hold the thing above your head. Because at
Okay,
that
I can
point,
see
legs
how
would just
using the
be.
ears would help then.
Because I feel like, as a 5'5" creature, carrying someone who's like 7 foot tall, fireman style, legs and head is just going to be dragging against the floor.
So can
I mean,
Ro
go
cast
ahead.
Mage Hand to try to hold Vannon's head off the ground?
Technically, you can't because Mage Hand can only lift up 5 pounds and the average head is 10. So you're just pulling Vannon's hair.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Okay, Thumper will switch to a princess carry, I guess.
Hold on. It says that
That's
Mage
better than
Hand
dragging
can't
his
carry more
head.
than 10 pounds.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was 5 at the top. Yeah, you're just like caressing the head.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
this
guess
is
we'll go
weird.
back to class
Vannon has
now.
a lot of feelings
Wait.
about this day.
I will say, during all of this trying to carry you, you have returned to the feeling of your body by now. So it's up to you if you wish to try to escape your new friends trying to carry you off.
I just like tap one of his ears, and I'm like, I think my feelings coming back. You don't gotta carry me if you don't wanna.
I mean, if you want me to put you down, that's fine. Just tell me.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll put her down.
Yeah, as we move forward, we get to the end of the class, and the last thing I want to do for this session as the DM, um, you meet with the same orchestra like professor that Vannon brought you to the fuck you and showed you where the academy was, and he's going to stand forward, and you watch as he starts the class off as normal, just talking about normal shit. It's a survival class that all adventurers are required to take. Um, but at the end of it, he will ask the entire class, "Does anyone know what a gift is?"
Uh,
A,
I
a
don't
gif
know.
or a gif?
Gift, I
Gift.
think.
Yes, Miss Steele.
A gift is when you give something to someone and don't need anything back in return.
That is surprisingly wholesome, but incorrect.
Oh.
As
Wait, are you talking about those special powers?
correcto mango, bunny boy. Do you guys
Ro is
wish to?
very sad that they were wrong.
Do you guys want to learn how to activate your gifts?
Well, yeah.
Sure.
You watch as the orc snaps his finger and a barrier will appear around his hand. And you watch as it appears off and just starts to circle around him in like floating cubes. My gift is called cubic defense. As long as I understand the building blocks of anything around me, I am able to turn these magical cubes into reactive resistances. Now,
That sounds cool.
a couple other students come by, and let's start with Vannon. Let's start with the activation of your gift.
Alrighty.
Um, he is going to look at you and be like, "Are you aware of what your gift is?"
Uh, I might need a bit of a reminder, maybe,
If you open your character sheet, it should be there.
on D&D or
Oh,
the Academy one.
the academy one. I actually pull up my phone to have all of your gifts in front of me. Where is my phone? Well,
So his gifts are just his items, right?
no, it's a magical. Did we never come up with your gift?
I feel like we did, but I can't. I'm looking
No.
through our
I know
DMs
you're
for it.
fine. It's. We'll start with someone else. Well, hi guys, welcome to the dissonance complex. We're really putting the dissonance in the complex right now. Um,
Do thumpers.
yeah, well, I'll go ahead and do thumpers. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so the teacher would look at Thumper and just be like, "Bunny boy, do you know what your gift is?"
Yes. No.
Open your character sheet.
All right. He will. Wait, with what? He doesn't have a tablet or a phone or anything right now.
The orc just looks, being like, "Tap bottom right hand corner, just in the air."
Bottom. Okay. I
With
guess he
the
will just finger randomly at the bottom right of his vision.
and your character sheet will pull up to you.
Oh. Wow, I've been reduced to numbers. Dude, that's kind of sad.
These are a physical embodiment of all of your stats and what you do and blah 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 blah. You don't really need to think of it
Um,
of becoming numbers.
okay. It says gift of weapon enhancement.
Uh, your gift allows you to increase the durability, power, and strength of any weapon that is within your hand. And he will toss you a dagger. He's just like, just think about what your gift can do and apply your magical energy into the dagger.
Okay, Thumper will do so.
You watch as your. Let me pull up the exact wording of what your gift does.
Let's see. If you spend all points, blah blah blah. No, no, no.
Uh,
Rank E, increase all weapons damage die by one level. Example: 1d4 becomes 1d6, 1d6 becomes 1d8, etc.
you watch as when you activate your gift, you watch as the blade becomes stronger.
It's at this point that he's going to put down the dagger and pull out his spike, which basically looks like a railroad spike, railroad tie that got a wooden handle basically affixed to the bottom of it, and does the same thing again.
Uh, yeah, you watch as what uh forgive me, my brain just you're dumb. I was you grabbed a what?
His spike, it was one of his
Oh,
magic items.
cool. Yeah, you watch as the spike also seems to become sharper within your hand.
Ooh, that is so cool.
Yeah, as you move as he moves through the rest of the class, I am going to, because here at the distance conflict, sometimes we forget to do basic building blocks, aka I forget to do basic building blocks on things. So then I'm gonna come up with your gift on the top of my head. Because I can. And I'm going to use the imprint of another gift to make yours. Um, only because I really like this gift. Um, as he comes up to you, he'll be like, "Big fella, do you know what your gift is?"
Uh, no, I don't believe so.
You should be able to open your character sheet and see it.
Uh, I like slowly hold up my phone as if I'm asking if this is correct.
Right
And
hand
then,
bottom of your vision.
ah, there
And
it
a
is.
character sheet pulls up. Um, when you do so, you see the name Gift of Murphy's Law. The rank 1 ability, as listed, gives you have a passive ability to be able to tell um, if a check that anyone rolls within 30 feet of you is passing or failing. You have 3 Murphy Law points. You are able to spend a point to reduce a roll of either yourself or another person within 30 feet of you down by 1.
Okay.
But in return, the same negative to a roll is added to you as well.
Okay.
So if Ro succeeds a check and you spend 3 points to -3 from Ro's roll, your next roll will also have a -3. That's how
Understood.
that's how Murphy's Law will work.
Does
Basically,
that mean that they can also boost their own rolls, like say +3 to some athletics roll, but the next roll after that they have a -3 to whatever it is?
not at this level.
Okay.
There is also a warning that if you run out of Murphy points, You'll have disadvantage on all checks until you take a long rest, as you are consumed by bad luck.
Okay.
Ooh.
I felt like this was
So don't
appropriate for
spend all your
Vannon.
points.
I like
Um,
it.
and as the teacher will pull a strike back as he goes to slice a sword at you. As you activate your ability, you feel an instinctual thing that the sword's about to smack you, and the pulling of bad luck being able to affect the tide's fate around you. Do you wish to spend 2 of your points to make this sword no longer hit you?
Yes.
As you spend your points, the ground underneath you cracks, and you fall into a pit hole as the sword just fully goes. But the pit hole cracks, a couple other desks falls into it, a lamp will fall down, smacking another board, launching just the orcish professor's a apple into his mouth as he falls backwards.
Okay, that sounds like a Rube Goldberg machine
Oh.
now.
As the apple hits his mouth, it really causes him to, his swing ends up completely missing where you were previous standing.
So, Vannon's just like laying in the rubble of this hole that kind of created under him, and he looks up and he goes, "Well, that's an interesting gift."
This is one of the legendary gifts, Murphy's Law. It allows you to control probability in a negative way. To put it simply, if you will it, anything that can go wrong will go wrong around you.
Understood. I'll try to use it sparingly.
He goes through there, and then the last person in the class, or row, you are called up, and the thing is just gonna go, Mushroom Girl, do you know what your gift is?
Um, Ro is going to. Do I have my tablet? Do I have a tablet?
You do have a tablet.
Okay. Ro's gonna bring out their bark pad
Mm-hmm.
and I guess click on it
Mm-hmm.
and look up and say, "Gift of the Mimic."
When you say that, the orc looks at you, takes a deep breath in, and just goes, I do not get paid enough.
Thumper's just gonna chuckle at him like, "Oh, sounds like it's gonna be fun."
Is that bad?
Vannon, come back up here, please.
Oh
Oh,
no.
jeez. I do so.
Ro, please touch Vannon while activating your gift.
Yeah, whoa. I've been touched enough by her. I don't really want to get stunned again.
Thumper will jump up. I'll do it.
Your gift would
No,
become a photo negative. Your gift is not registered an official gift given by the tower, unlike Vannon's.
I promise I'm no spores. I promise. And I'm just gonna gently touch Vannon and
You watch as gift of the mimic on your screen. Underneath it in a bullet point now says gift of Murphy's Law. And then there is a Y/no next to it, asking if you want to activate Murphy's Law around you.
I'm gonna look at the orc professor
The orc,
and hit yes.
when you look at the orc professor, there's just a second where a dagger is flowing towards your face.
I'm gonna hit yes.
As you hit yes, a one of the billboard, like the chalkboard, collapses and smacks the dagger down into the ground. You just
Sweet.
used Murphy's Law.
But I didn't fall into a pit in the ground.
No, because yours
I
is
love
just a copy, so it is not as destructive.
awesome. That was amazing.
I'm just glad I'm not on the floor again.
Can I
Thumper is
can I
actually
touch
going to
the
raise his
professor?
hand.
Hold on. Can I touch the professor?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna touch the professor and
When
use my
you
gift.
when your gift asks if he wants to copy the main ability or the passive ability, it alerts you within your head almost instinctively. You know, if you take the main ability, it will override Gift of Murphy's Law, or you can take its passive ability, which you have an empty slot for.
Passive ability.
Passive ability. You see the ability Reactive Resistance appear on your screen
Ooh.
with the Y/no to activate it.
Yes, please.
Nothing seems to happen until you realize your body tends to shiver a bit, and you look like on your character sheet. You have gained resistance to being stunned and paralyzed as the gift is reacting to the own paralytics going through your body.
Alrighty then.
And when he
That's
sees you
cool.
copied his reactive resistance, myconids are usually weak against fire, because you're a plant life form. He summons a fireball and throws it at you, and you watch as reactive resistance coats your body in water as you you become resistant to fire damage.
For just that one
This is
attack,
cool.
or
As long as the passive ability is active. That you do realize a counter is starting on your character sheet. It will only last another 30 seconds, but you are only gonna take what's Rose max HP?
Funny you should ask that. Um, 10.
Ro is taking 9 points of damage, and that's halved from the fireball.
Owie.
ow!
Fireball.
As you can tell, this orc is a wizard.
That was owie.
Yeah, he does then look at you, and as he'll walk near a plant outside, he will then heal you back up to full using Wither and Bloom. Now, if nobody has any other questions about today, I can give out your student IDs officially. Yep.
Actually, Thumper is going to ask a question.
Okay.
You said my gift wouldn't do the same thing. What do you mean? If she copied it.
Gift of the Mimic exists within the tower. It is a gift given by the tower and a higher power of those that created the tower itself, the Zimians. Because of this, your gift works on a different form of wavelength and magic than what Rose does. Therefore, it is not able to perfectly copy your gift, creating a photo negative. For instance, Gift of Murphy's Law is actually a photo negative of karmic sense.
Hmm. So what you're saying is we should experiment with it later on then when you're not watching, right?
What I'm saying is you shouldn't experiment with it, and I know you're going to do so, but then there's nothing I can do to stop you. I'll just let the clerics know that you might be by later.
Okay.
I mean, Rose definitely gonna touch Thumper later and see what happens.
Out of context, that
Thumper
would be
wants to know
bad.
too.
But, if you guys are good, you're gonna end session right here as you guys finish your first day of classes. Um,
Yay.
Any comments, things you would like to say about the audience? Any thoughts about the first session of meeting everyone? Um, for the audience, there is a fourth member, but they got tied up at work today, so we got permission to play without them.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
okay. Our
Kaylee.
rooms will just magically expand again when they show up, and that'll be one more thing for Vannon
Well,
to talk to the counselor about.
it expanded to 4, and none of you realize there's only 3 of you earlier.
I was terrified that I had stunned my new friends.
We've been far too busy being idiots.
um, well,
I warned you, Thumper is not the smart one.
I hope everyone enjoyed this. We will see you back in 2 weeks at the same time, Saturdays at 12 EST, where our group of dumbasses, I guess is the best way to put it, will be back. And this is your reminder that stunning new people is the way you make friends. Have a wonderful night,
It's
everybody.
working for me.
And remember, on the distance
Later.
complex, do as I say and not what I do. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.